Look at your parents. Really look at them. Because somewhere in their DNA, your height was already decided before you were born, before you took your first step, before you ever touched a basketball or drank a glass of milk. Your height wasn't random. It was written. But here's the thing nobody tells you. That number written in your genes, most people never actually reach it. And the reason why might surprise you. We measure height in centimeters and feet, but height is really a story that starts before you're even born and ends sometime in your late teens. And everything that happens in between every meal, every night of sleep, every moment of stress either adds to that story or takes something away from it. Let's start at the beginning. About 80% of your height comes from your genes. That's the blueprint your parents handed you. It's called your genetic potential, the maximum height your body was designed to reach under perfect conditions. Scientists can even estimate it. Take your parents' heights, add them together, divide by 2, add 6 centimeters if you're a boy, subtract 6 if you're a girl. That number, give or take a few centimeters, is roughly where nature intended you to land. But perfect conditions are rare, because the other 20%, the part that genetics doesn't control, that's where life gets involved. Think about what you were doing at 13, at 14, at 16. Were you sleeping enough? Were you eating well? Were you stressed? Were you sick a lot? Were you skipping meals because you were busy or because nobody made sure you weren't? Every single one of those things leaves a mark. Here's how. Inside your bones right now, or when you were growing, there were tiny zones called growth plates, thin layers of soft cartilage sitting near the ends of your long bones, your legs, your arms, your spine. Every time your body released growth hormone, those plates got the signal. Grow, stretch, add length, and slowly, centimeter by centimeter, you got taller. But growth plates don't last forever. Sometime between 16 and 21, depending on the person, those plates harden. They turn to bone. And when that happens, the story is over. The height you have is the height you keep. The question is, did you reach your potential before they closed? Let's talk about sleep first, because this is the one most people get completely wrong. Growth hormone isn't released evenly throughout the day. Most of it, the majority, is released at night, during deep sleep, during the hours when your body thinks nobody is watching and quietly gets to work, when you were a teenager pulling all-nighters, scrolling until 2 a.m., getting 6 hours when your body needed 9. Your body was still releasing growth hormone, just less of it, just enough to get by, not enough to reach the ceiling. Sleep wasn't laziness, it was construction time. And every night you cut it short, you were sending the workers home early. Now let's talk about food. Your body needs raw materials to grow. Protein is the most important. It's what bones and muscles are actually built from. Children and teenagers who don't get enough protein consistently grow slower and shorter than those who do. But protein alone isn't enough. Calcium builds the bones that growth hormone is trying to lengthen. Without enough calcium, growth is weak, brittle, incomplete. Vitamin D tells your body how to absorb that calcium. And most people, especially those living in cities, working indoors, living in countries with little sunlight, are quietly deficient without knowing it. Zinc, iron, vitamin A. These aren't just nutrients on the back of a cereal box. They are the tools your body uses to execute the plan your genes wrote. When those tools are missing, the plan gets compromised. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Millions of children around the world are growing up with enough food to feel full, but not enough nutrition to grow fully. They reach adulthood shorter than they should have been, not because of their genes, because of what was or wasn't on their plate during the years that mattered most. Now let's talk about stress, because this one is invisible and almost nobody talks about it. When your body is under stress, it releases a hormone called cortisol. Cortisol is useful in short bursts. It helps you deal with danger. It sharpens your focus. But cortisol and growth hormone are enemies. High cortisol suppresses growth hormone. So a child who grows up in a stressful environment may still grow less than their potential because their body is too busy surviving to focus on growing. This is why studies show that children from stable, calm environments tend to be taller on average than children from chaotic ones. Same genes, different circumstances, different heights. Now let's talk about the environment more broadly. Children in wealthier countries are on average taller than children in poorer ones, not because of genetics, because of access. Access to food, to healthcare, to clean water, to safe environments, to sleep. The Dutch are currently the tallest people on Earth. 150 years ago, they were among the shorter nations in Europe. What changed wasn't their genes. It was their diet, their healthcare system, their standard of living. In 1 century, the average Dutch male grew by around 20 centimeters. 20 centimeters. Not from evolution, from eating better and living better. That's how powerful environment is. And then there's the ceiling. Every body has one. The genetic ceiling your parents set for you. And no amount of milk, no amount of sleep, no special exercise or supplement or stretching routine will take you above it. This is important to understand because there's an entire industry built on the idea that you can grow taller after your growth plates close. Pills, powders, routines promising 5 centimeters in 30 days. They don't work. They can't work because the construction site is closed. The growth plates are sealed. The blueprint has been filed away. What you can do, what actually makes a difference, is your posture. A person with good posture can appear 2 to 4 centimeters taller than the same person hunching forward, not actual height. So where does that leave us? If you're still young, still in those years when the growth plates are open and the story is still being written, the science is clear. Sleep more than you think you need. Eat better than you think is necessary. Manage your stress. Get sunlight. Drink water. Move your body. Not because of some magic formula, but because your genes wrote you a number, and the least you can do is give your body a real chance to reach it. And if you're past that window, if the plates have closed and the story is done, then know this. Your height was never just about you. It was about everything around you during the years you were growing. Most people who didn't reach their genetic potential didn't fail. They were just never given the right conditions. And that's not something any number on a measuring tape can tell you. Some people were given every advantage: good food, good sleep, stable homes, safe environments, and their bodies showed it. Others weren't, and their bodies showed that too. Neither is a failure. Both are just stories. The body doesn't lie. It never has. It simply grew as far as it could with what it had, in the time it was given. And when you understand it, you stop asking why you aren't taller, and you start being a little more grateful for how far you actually got.